May 16th, 2023. Tragedy in the Overwatch community strikes. PvE is cancelled.
Then what is the plans then? Wait, brother, then what even is the plans then? What do they have?
After cancelling PvE, you'd expect that Season 5 of Overwatch would be the greatest season for PvP, considering they can spend all their dedicated time to balancing the game for PvP players. Well, oh boy, you would be mistaken. The biggest change that Blizzard brought us was nerfing Widow and Hanzo's one-shot capabilities, which had been an issue in Overwatch for multiple years now. These changes were as successful as Lifeweaver's buffs they brought us this season, which still caused him to have a lower win rate than stall characters in this game. The other major change we received was buffing Cassidy's name to become a lock-on AC-130 that travels across the map homing onto targets, which begs the question on why we even removed CC in the first place when Blizzard clearly wants it back in the game. The biggest issue I have with this season is that Blizzard adds features back and act like they're new ones, which they clearly are not, like the On Fire system, as well as Lucio Ball this season coming back, which doesn't even come with competitive Lucio Ball, which was a feature in Overwatch 1 for multiple years, which begs the question on why not even add it back. Okay. Is Overwatch rank system better in Season 5? I'm going to say no, and the big reason why is that on June 22nd, the director's take confirmed at least my suspicion and a lot of others that the rank system is really RNG based. So a lot of people will just say, yo, I've had really bad teammates, whatever. This is true. Obviously, a lot of games are like fucking 50-50. That's what it feels like. But one thing a lot of players don't understand this, and a lot of streamers, because a lot of them are GM1s, this isn't actually an issue for them at all, because they're usually just getting GM1 games, because they're at capped SR. The problem is that players that are not GM1, you will verse all over the place, right? Smurf, I know it is a scummy thing to do, but I can tell you that some Smurfs I have that I play better on take longer, while others that I play worse on take shorter for this exact reason. And it is, I will get matches that are significantly higher rated, and my internal MMR is not high on this account yet. It is just straight up not, because they would have placed me higher after I completed a card. I will be 0-0 and it will do this. I will play a game, I load into it, and all of a sudden I see that the enemy team is 3 ranks higher than me. If I win this game, I gain Mega SR. Now, the opposite said, if I am the highest in the lobby and then I lose that game, I'm going to lose Mega SR. Now, why is this an issue? Well, unfortunately, this is an issue for DPS and support players primarily, in my opinion, because tank players, if you have a dog shit tank player on your team and they have a tank player that is significantly higher, you just lose by default. I understand at a high level, and this is very true, that support is the most impactful and, in my opinion, the most broken role. I will get into that later, but this doesn't mean that they carry in ranked ladder at all. In fact, tank players are probably the highest carry potential. Tank gaps are very rare in high rank, but it does happen, and when it does, the game feels hopeless, and I just want to Alt F4 and break my keyboard half the time. So what is the solution to this? I say they go back to Overwatch 1, where it was heavily performance-based. I know this is a very selfish way to play, because we enter a very dangerous territory where if we're going by character and performance-based solely, we might go back in the range where there are 20% Sombra win rates that are in top 500, which I don't think I want. But at the same time, you need to fix this rank system where it just feels RNG, where if I just get a bad match and I feel like I'm just going to get 10 to 15 SR, even if I perform really well, it just doesn't feel fun. This is where 5-4 D ranks happen and 4-5 D ranks, or 5-4 D ranks and 4-5 promotions happen. If you don't know, so if that ever happens to you, honestly, just look back at your matches and see what people you were versing, like the match rating. And if it adds up, then yeah, you kind of know the reason why. I am surprised a lot of people don't know this, and honestly, I hate how Blizzard has still not fixed this in, I don't know how many months, like 9-10 months. It's crazy. It's absolutely mind-boggling to me. Alright, I know this is a beaten dead horse by this point, but I think the reason Overwatch's supports and character balance is so bad is mainly because of Kiriko. Kiriko was so overtuned at launch that they made every single support so brain dead and easy to play and require no thinking, And they are actually, believe it or not, slowly buffing Kiriko too. I know. I don't even know how we have reached this point. I know it's small buffs, but at this point, when you go like 2 more patches in the future, you're going to be looking back like, how did we even get to this point? I think also the big reason on why I do not like support players now, at least, is because the second I mention a nerf to, you know, Mercy or even, you know, any of the supports, I could be like, hey, maybe we could like tone down maybe this support passive a little bit to maybe make it a little bit easier for flankers to kill him. Like, why does Zen have shield and the support passive? Like, it just doesn't make sense. He has the fastest regen out of all of them, even though, you know, he's supposed to be a glass cannon, but you know, that is how it is, I guess. I think the big issue I have is that if I mention a nerf, they get really uptouch and sensitive, and you can't mention it, yet they're fine with nerfing everything else. And I think it's mainly because a lot of support players are not capable of playing anything else besides support. And it's frustrating for me, at least, because it's really obvious that Blizzard agrees with this, because why do you think Doomfist was so quick to nerf when he was mega buffed? It's because not everyone could play Doomfist, right? Like, tank players can't play mechanically hard characters either. Doomfist players are Doomfist players, right? And that's just how it's always going to be. Tank players are not Doomfist players. He was a DPS at launch, right? But they're fine with Hog being able to one-shot for however long, right? And he's really easy. If anyone thinks Hog takes skill, I don't know how to express this. I think the only tanks that actually take mechanical skill, and I truly mean this, are Ball, Doom, and Zarya. I do not consider Queen on that list after making her knives really easy. I also think the only supports that take skill are Kiriko, Lucio, Ana, Bap, and Zen. Kiriko to an extent, though. Let me clarify that, because the reason why is because Kiriko, a lot of Kirikos don't know how to DPS. But let's say you put a DPS player on Kiriko, oh boy, it is not fun. It is you really start noticing red flags with the character. And I get some people can find a support fun, but at the same time, I think we need to make them a little bit weaker, because for me, the whole fun of games is I don't like being mega buffed. I think that's the reason I have stowed away from support, is because I just don't enjoy being mega buffed in a game, because it doesn't feel as rewarding and impressive. And it sucks to say it, but that's just how support feels to me. I feel a raid boss type, you know, build. I don't enjoy it. And you know, maybe that's an ego. Oh, maybe it's just your best role, dude. I mean, I could agree, but I also am like doing lean back gaming half the time playing support. It's just not fun, you know? And at the end of the day, I think the biggest way to fix this is just ignoring support players' opinions. Because at this point, they're only listening to support players. Because why hasn't damage boost been nerfed by Mercy? There's absolutely no reason. We're fine with nerfing Zenyatta's thing, but then, you know, Mercy's damage boost, where she can literally be hiding behind a wall and enable broken DPS, isn't a problem yet? Like, I don't understand, like, how this is just normal in the Overwatch community. But, you know, it is what it is, I guess. Just Suzu it, I guess, bro.
Amazing! Never back down, never give up.
All right, to be honest, like, this game's future is pretty bad, considering, one, they canceled PvE. I don't even think the Sombra or Hog reworks are going to happen. I think that's just a lie. I mean, come on, these are the same guys that canceled PvE. I mean, the only entertainment I find from this game is playing this game with a pen. You guys should check out my Twitch. We're going to get top 500 on DPS with it. Trust, bro. No lie. Surely we will. I think, the big thing they should do, though, with this game, bro, is just, like, attempt, you know? Like, I don't know, just, like, somewhat care for your community, maybe. And maybe you have, like, some player base that survives when another shooter comes around and takes your spot. But it is what it is. You know, people who are, like, defending this game, I don't understand how you defend Blizzard. I mean, like, I'm pretty sure every player is going to, you know, jump ships right when another shooter is as good as this game. I mean, like, that's just the reality of it. I appreciate you watching. That's about it. Love you guys, bro.